Uh, Environmental impacts of mining and mining. Uh, we all know its goal is mainly is to obtain materials which cannot be obtained at the surface and cannot be created artificially in an economically sensible way. That is why we mainly depend on mining. And mining is not only the mining activities. Mainly, it consists of so much of different phases of activities like prospecting, exploration, construction, operation, maintenance, expansion, abandonment, decommissioning, and repurposing of a mine can impact social and environmental systems in a range of positive and negative, and also it can be impact us directly or indirectly. And these mine exploration, construction, operation, and maintenance may result in some land use change. We all know what is land use change. It has some associated negative impacts due to mining, such as deforestation. We know mining needs a large scale area for and for the trees all are should be clear cut. So these impact mainly by deforestation. And what will be happen after deforestation? Next impact is going to erosion, and this altered our soil profiles and contaminated, and also local streams and wetlands are also become contaminated. And it will also increase noise pollution, also increase noise level, dust and emissions due to heavy vehicles, and some machines are used for mining. And in the next phase of mine abandonment, decommissioning, repurposing may also result in similar significant environment impacts such as oil and water contamination. Beyond the mine themselves, they have to make some infrastructure to support the mining activities such as roads, ports, railway tracks, and power lines. And these can impact our the animals migratory
Migratory.
routes. They can impact our they can impact or affect migratory routes of animals, and it will increase our increase their habitat fragmentation.
Fragmentation.
Next is one of the major example for mining in the world. When we taken as a world as example, this is one of the example. It is an Appalachian mountains. It is called Appalachian. This is a system of mountains in the eastern North America. This is mentioned about the drastic change from and also Appalachian mountain is one of the diverse forest in our planet, and also these now it become its wasteland, and it consists of so much of the nature beauty of our land. And also it consists of trees, grass, birds are now it's completely converted to a completely destroyed and it can state, and it's not cannot be replaced now. And it consists of a cleanest water of source like streams and rivers, and it is now it become huge loss. And it's all are for the economic improvement, for economic improvement, and we actually doing tapping the resources and draining our life. This is the present condition of the Appalachian mountains. Go through these links and go through this video link. You can view the drastic situation of our this Appalachian mountain. Moving on. Next, going to causes for mining. We should be very aware of what will be the causes of mining. One is population growth. We all know when population increases, it also increases our mining activities. When population increases, the overall consumption level also increases. It should provide the industries also should provide enough goods for the world population. So it should be extracted at large scale. So one of the causes for mining is population growth. Next, second cause is income growth. We know at least everybody at least have some at least one car, because these type of lifestyle is not sustainable in our day in this present condition. Because when our income growth, our lifestyle is not is also going to lavish also, it's not a sustainable manner. So income growth and overall income level also increases, it promote to mining. And the fourth causes is single source of sorry increasing demand for resources. Not only the overall world consumption level is increasing, it also increases our individual level consumption. So industries should extract some resources. And fourth is single source of income. So much of mine workers are they have only single source of income in the mine areas, so they ready to do these very risky process as they are, in order to survive their life. So example, African gold mines, they extract gold with the help of mercury. So with they don't know have their own protective covers for to doing these types of job, but they need to do this job for because there is the this is a one of the
Livelihood.
single source of income. And the fifth cause is advancement in technology. Technology increased compared to past centuries. The technologies nowadays are increasing, and the operators are also well educated. So now the machines are available for to do these types of technology. And the next is importance for industrial processes. Industries also need metal, oil, and other resources to produce goods for our daily life, to in order to meet the demand of people. So example, gold is also present in so much of electronic devices including computer. And next cause is lack in substitutability. What is substitutability? It means we can it's replaceable. It means replaceable. So lack in substitutability means we cannot replace it. Example, we can take it also gold. Gold we cannot replace it with other resources for different purposes and products in our daily life. And going to the next is economic factor for countries. Especially for poor developing countries, the extraction of natural resources is the biggest source of income. Shirley ma'am also gave our class about natural resources. It is also mentioned about the availability of natural resources. When a country also limit natural availability of natural resources, they compensate it by trading. So economic factor for countries is they economically improving by doing this. And increase in resource prices. Gold, for example, gold is increasing. Now the prices of gold is all increasing day by day. So they promote doing mining. Okay. Next, we are going to some types of mining. We all know what different types of mining, but I all focus on its effects. One is surface mines. Surface mine, we know it is used for the recovery of less valuable resources like iron, copper, manganese, and coal. These are mainly located near the surface. And what will be the effect is I already mentioned: deforestation, erosion, contamination, and it altered the soil profile, contaminate the local streams and wetlands, increase in noise pollution, dust emissions, soil and water contamination, habitat fragmentation. Next is underground mines. And also why we prefer underground mines, because it's to recover more valuable resources, which like gold, silver, zinc, tin, and lead, which are located deeper inside the ground. And this has they in underground mines, some tunnels are they produce some tunnels by using different machines. So it has the potential to cause tunnel collapses and also land subsidences. Tunnel
അയ്യോ ടൈം ലിമിറ്റ് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി പറയേണ്ടി വരുമോ?
എല്ലാവർക്കും കാണാൻ പറ്റും?
ഇല്ല, ഇപ്പൊ കുറച്ചും കൂടി വരേണ്ടി വരും. ചിലർക്ക് വീണ്ടും വരണം.
വരുന്നുണ്ടോ ഇപ്പം? എല്ലാരും എല്ലാവർക്കും കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ?
എല്ലാവരും ഉണ്ടാവാൻ സാധ്യതയില്ല. നേരത്തെ ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. കുഴപ്പമില്ല, കാണും.
എല്ലാരും ഉണ്ടല്ലോ.
കാണാം, എല്ലാവരും ഉണ്ട്.
Okay, in underground mines, they has the potential to cause tunnel collapses and land subsidence. We know tunnel collapses is when we produce in some tunnels, it can cause collapse it. And also land subsidence, when some causes, they can cause some cracks in the land by using different types of machines. And it can also release toxic compounds into the air and water. When they exposed into water, some of harmful concentration of minerals and heavy metals can also become take part in the water, and also as it is become a contaminant. And in the most of these operations, sedimentation increases in the nearby rivers because their use of hydraulic pumps and suction dredges and also through the blasting with the hydraulic pumps removes ecologically valuable topsoil containing seed bank. In river areas, it causes sedimentation, and in the land area, it causes by blasting with hydraulic pumps, it causes to remove the ecologically valuable topsoil. We know they containing seed banks and making it difficult for vegetation to recover. And I've also mentioned about reforestation. It leads to the disintegration of biomes and contributes to the effects of erosion. Next is open pit mining. As a name itself says about what is open pit mining, where material is excavated from an open pit. It is one of the most common forms of mining for strategic minerals. What is strategic minerals is it's the critical minerals. Their availability is limited in some areas. So this type of mining has particularly damaged the environment because strategic minerals are only available in small concentration, so which can increase the amount of ore needed to be mined. It should be, we need to increase the amount of ore. That's it enable to produce or enable to extract strategic minerals. And in example for strategic minerals is some platinum, molybdenum, like that. And in situ mining, mainly in situ mining is used to obtain uranium. Additionally, like selenium, arsenic, lead can also be extracted by in situ mining. And in situ leach mining, they have some environmental and safety advantages by comparing with conventional mining. So here, ore body is dissolved and then pumped out. In the picture also depicts there is there is minimal surface disturbance and no tailings or waste rock are present after as after effect of it. So there is no dust or direct ore exposure to the environment, but the main impact here is they use some strong acid used to dissolve the ore body, commonly dissolve metals in the host rock. They use strong acids to dissolve the metals from the rock. So the fluids after the leaching process become exposed to the ground or surface water sources. These elevated concentration of metals and radioisotope become a significant risk. And additionally, the low pH of in situ leaching mining waste can result in acidification. That is the main cause of in situ mining. Here, only the acidification is the main impact. Next is heap leaching. Heap leaching is the it has the environmental issues are centered on the failure of with the presence of heap leaching circuit. There in so many mining activities have some circuit for collecting the waste, but here there have no heap leaching circuit. So the heap leaching fluids are directly exposed to the environment, can affect the health of both the surrounding ecosystem and human population. Other effect is water balance. Water balance, we know when we expose when these toxic heat leaching fluids are exposed to the environment, especially in water, streams or rivers, water balance will be changed. And for example, in cyanide extraction ponds in California, Nevada, and Arizona, some cyanide is used to extract metals from oxidized ore. So it results leach ponds. This leach into ponds and have caused wildlife mortality, like including the death of about 7,613 animals in between the in between the 1980 and 1989. Going to the these all are types of mining and their effects. Now we're going to impacts on water resources as impacts on water resources detailing. We know acid mine drainage and contaminant leaching is a main problem in metallic ore mining areas. When we mining when mined materials are excavated and we know they become exposed to oxygen and water, acid can be formed, especially in the in the maybe minerals such as iron sulfate. Examples are pyrite or fool's gold. It is called fool's gold because they resemble like gold. So it called a fool's gold. So it can cause when they exposed to oxygen water, they become counteract the acid formation. So becomes the reason for this becomes they are very abundant in amount, so there is insufficient amount of neutralizing material to counteract the acid formation. So the the main impact of acid mine drainage, these types of materials are excavated and then exposed to oxygen water. This will form acid, and this will leach or dissolve metals, and it mixed with other materials and also cause high sulfate and metal rich and become acidic. And is also in this leaching of toxic constituents such as arsenic, selenium, and metals. It can occur even if acidic conditions are not present. If acidic conditions are not present, the compounds such as arsenic, selenium, metals are also will occur. And through this heap leaching and blasting, elevated levels of cyanide and nitrogen compounds can also be found in waters. And as Earthworks explains, acid mine drainage is considered one of the mining's most serious threats to water resources, and it has the potential to cause long-term devastating impacts on rivers, streams, and aquatic life. And second impact on water resources is harm to fish and other aquatic life. If mine waste is acid generating, the impacts to fish, animals, and plants can be severe. And also, the water will be in the pH value of 4 or lower. It's similar to battery acid. And plants, animals, fish are unlikely to survive in streams such this condition. And toxic metals is the other constituent in the water resources. We know acid mine drainage can also dissolve toxic metals such as copper, aluminum, cadmium, arsenic, lead, and mercury from the surrounding rock. So these metals, particularly the iron, may coat the stream bottom with an orange-red colored slime. This will be sediment into sedimentation takes place. Will the iron or other toxic metals will be caught underground the bottom, and it become like a yellow stage, and it is carried in these toxic metals carried in water, and metals can travel far contaminating streams. It can travel far, so it can contaminate the streams and groundwater for great distances. And going to the impacts of aquatic life, it may range from immediate fish kill to sublethal impacts of affecting the case. It also affect the ability to reproduce. And metals are particularly problematic because they do not break down in the environment. We know metals cannot be break down in the environment naturally, so they become settled to the bottom and persist in the stream for long periods of time and cause long-term effects. And it also these metals will be feed by the fish, and we know in the food chain these fishes will be feed by the aquatic insects, or sorry, fish eat these aquatic insects, and it causes long-term contamination, and it persists in our environment. Going to the erosion of soils and mine wastes into surface water. Erosion is the major concern in the hard rock mining sites. Erosion can cause loading of sediments to nearby water bodies, especially during this high snowmelt region or severe storm conditions. This alter the aquatic habitat and loss of storage capacity within the surface water. In surface water, elevated concentration of particulate matter in water column can produce both chronic and aquatic toxic effects in fishes. Minerals associated with the sediments may depress the pH of surface runoff, thereby mobilizing heavy metals that can infiltrate in the surrounding subsoil and can be carried away to nearby surface water. Minerals are always deposited in as a sediment, and it depresses the pH of surface runoff. So this surface water become the pH will be changed in the surface water, and thereby mobilizing heavy metals, and that will be infiltrate into the surrounding subsoil and nearby surface water. And impacts of tailing impound waste rock, heap leach, dump leach facilities, and water quality can be severe. These heap leach and these wastes from the mining sites is directly pose water quality impacts, and the toxic substance can leach from these facilities, percolate through the ground. Also, it can percolate through the ground and also cause groundwater contamination. It not only cause surface water contamination, can go through the groundwater also. So cyanide tailings in precious metal mines are particularly dangerous in the water area also. Um, and it consists of arsenic, lead, cadmium, chromium, nickel, cyanide also. And in impacts of mine dewatering, when an open pit intersects the water table, we already mentioned, it can infiltrate or percolate through the ground and contaminate the groundwater. So when an open pit intersects with the water table, so groundwater flows into the open pit and will be leach out as a acid drainage. Then is incidental releases of mercury. Mercury, we know it's commonly present in gold ore and associated waste material. When these mined area with the content of mercury in gold ore is 10 mg per kg, so 1 million of tons of ore is processed at a particular mine. It will cause 10 tons of mercury at potentially released to the environment. That means mercury in there is a mercury is commonly present in gold ore. So these amount of mercury can cause potential impact to the environment. This is a major source of mercury by mining. This picture shows about the food chain transport of this mercury. In the area of coal burning and mining of iron, the water sources contaminated with methyl mercury and is efficiently absorbed by the bodies of the fish, and this causes biomagnification and mercury levels in each successive predatory stage increases. Here the mercury level is low and now it's going increasing with every stage of the food chain. Ultimately, it will lead to our body also. Then impacts on mining on air quality. Uh, Airborne emissions occur during each stage of the mine cycle, but especially during exploration development. In the first phases, like exploration, explorating the surface of the area, development, construction, operation activities, these kinds of activities cause airborne emissions, and there can mobilize large amount of materials and waste piles containing small size particles easily. It can easily disperse by the wind, and large sources of air pollution in mining operations are particulate matter transport by the wind as a result of excavation, blasting the rock, transportation of material, wind erosion, fugitive dust from tailing facilities, waste dumps, and haul roads. Haul roads means the traveling. These roads are traveled with the whole these types of vehicles, big heavy vehicles. So these causes particulate matter to emit. And also gas emissions from the combustion of fuels in stationary and mobile sources, explosions, and mineral loss. Example, in the quarry area, there is so much of exposure of explosions also there, so it can emit large amount of airborne emissions. And once pollutant enter the atmosphere, they undergo physical and chemical changes before reaching a receptor. When they when the combination of so much of gases in the atmosphere, it can undergo physical and chemical change, and it become a pollutant or contaminant. And these pollutant can cause serious effects to people's health and to the environment. In the large scale, mining has the potential to contribute significantly to air pollution, especially in the operation phase. I already mentioned about that. And mainly the particulate matter, heavy metals, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide are very hazardous air pollutants in generating in the mining activities. When they emitted into the atmosphere, it moved to the when the emission takes place, it enters to the atmosphere and causes several impacts. And these are the examples for mobile sources, stationary sources, fugitive emissions, and noise and vibration. Particular matter of carbon monoxide, volatile organic compounds, these are significantly cause the formation of ground level ozone. These are mobile sources, they can disperse by the wind. And fugitive emissions, fugitive dust, blasting, construction activities, and roadways associated with mining activities, leach pads, tailing pipes, and ponds all causes fugitive emissions. And stationary source consist of airborne mercury, arsenic, sulfur dioxide, and other metal. And noise, we know shocks and vibrations from the blasting, and it lead to noise, dust emissions, and the animal life on which the local people may depend also be disturbed. And impacts of mining on wildlife. Mining affects the environment and associated biota through removal of vegetation and topsoil. We mentioned about the deforestation. It causes the removal of vegetation and topsoil, and also the displacement of fauna and release of pollutant and the generation of noise. One of the main impact on the wildlife is habitat loss. Mining causes direct and indirect damage to wildlife. Some impacts are short term and also and confined to only the mining site, but others have far reaching, and so they cause long term effects. Most direct effect on wildlife is destruction or displacement of species on areas of excavations and piling of mining sites. This is all the direct effect on wildlife. And mobile wildlife species like these always very severely affected to game animals, birds, predators, and they leave these areas. Some extinctions also causing. And more sedentary animals like invertebrate, many reptiles, burrowing rodents, and small mammals may be more severely affected. Going to next impact on wildlife is habitat fragmentation. We know what is habitat fragmentation. It occurs when large areas of land are broken up into smaller and smaller patches, making dispersed by the native species when one patch to another. They move from one patch to another for their survival. So it causes the migratory routes and it causes the habitat fragmentation. And isolation may lead to local decline of species or genetic effects such as inbreeding. And species that require large patches of forest simply disappear. Next, impacts of mining on soil quality. Soil will contaminate first. So, spills and leaks of hazardous materials and deposition of contaminated windblow dust can lead to soil contamination. It can contaminate soil resulting from, it can be works by takes place by two. One is contaminated soil resulting from windblown dust and soils contaminated from chemical spills and residues. Fugitive dust can pose significant environmental problems at some mines, and high levels of arsenic, lead, radionuclides, and windblow dust usually pose the greatest risk. Soils contaminated from chemical spills and residues at mine site can pose a direct contact risk when these materials are misused as fill materials. When these soils are taken by some other peoples, they don't know how this impacted to them. So they cause some direct contact risk, and these misused as fill materials, ornamental landscaping, or soil supplements. And lost access to clean water. Impacts on water quality and quantity are among the most contagious aspects of mining projects. Companies insist the use of modern technology. They use modern technologies to become environment friendly in nowadays. But evidence of the negative environment impacts of past mining activity causes local and downstream population very adversely. Uh, this is lost access to clean water. It may be the impact from the past mining activity, but it become long term. And impacts on livelihoods. When mining activities are not adequately managed, the result of it is degraded soils, water, biodiversity, and forest resources, which are critical to the substances of local people. And contamination is not controlled. Most of the contamination is transported to other economic activities, agriculture. So much of people's livelihoods also disappeared. And impacts on public health. The term hazardous substance is broad and includes all substances that can be harmful to people and or the environment. Because of the quantity, concentration of physical, chemical, and infectious characters, hazardous substances may cause or contribute to the increase of mortality or an increase in serious, irreversible, or incapacitating illness, or pose a substantial present or potential hazard to human health. Mainly, hazardous substances from the mining activity cause public health. Frequent public health problems related to mining activities include water. In water, surface and groundwater will be contaminated with the elements such as metals, and microbiological contamination from sewage and waste in the composters and mine worker residential area. In the air, exposure to high concentration of sulfur dioxide, particulate matter, heavy metals including lead, mercury, and cadmium. In the soil, deposition of toxic elements from air emissions. These are the main impacts on public health. I included it in for only for some idea about what will be the impact on public health. And it also impacted on the cultural and aesthetic resources. So they may be impact directly or indirectly. Indirect impacts, they cause some construction and other mining activities. Indirect impacts from soil erosion and increased accessibility to current or proposed mining sites. And mining projects can affect saved landscapes and also historical infrastructure and natural landmarks, and has potential impacts such as complete destruction of the resource through surface disturbances or excavations, degradation or destruction due to topographic or hydrological pattern changes, or from soil movement. And unauthorized removal of artifacts as a result of increased areas to previously inaccessible areas are also one of the cause. And visual impacts due to clearing of vegetation, large excavation, dust, and the presence of large scale equipment and vehicles also cause some cultural and aesthetic resources also. In climate change considerations, every environmental investigation agency has a project that has the potential to change the global carbon budget should include an assessment of project's carbon impact. In the large scale mining project, they have the potential to later global carbon in at least the following ways. Lost carbon dioxide uptake by forest and vegetation, that is clear. We know when we clear the forest and vegetation, uptake of carbon dioxide will be lost. Many large-scale mining projects are proposed to in heavily forested areas of tropical regions are critical for absorbing atmospheric carbon dioxide and maintaining a healthy balance between carbon dioxide emissions and the carbon dioxide uptake. It will cause an balance. It it break a balance between carbon dioxide emissions and carbon dioxide uptake. Some mining projects propose long-term or even permanent destruction of tropical forest also. Carbon dioxide emitted by machines. It's a one other cause for the carbon dioxide problem in the balance of the uptake and the emissions. And it's an example for carbon dioxide emitted by machines are diesel. We know so much of diesel containing machines are using in the mining process and the extracting and transporting ore. And this include the environment in the investigation agency should include a quantitative estimate of carbon dioxide emissions from the machines and vehicles that will need during the life of the mining project. And these estimates can be based on the rate of fuel consumption multiplied by a conversion factor that relates units of the fuel that is consumed and units. Then it's only included about the estimate. It includes the estimate of carbon dioxide emission that is here mentioned. And impacts of mining on biodiversity, it's about the destruction of drastic modification of the original site. And we know what will be the after effect on the biodiversity. It will have the habitat will be destructed and biodiversity losses, and by direct poisoning it causes direct poisoning by mine extracted material, indirect poisoning through food and water. It also can affect animals, vegetation, and microorganisms. Habitat modification such as pH and temperature modification also disturb the communities, and endemic species are very sensitive, so they require very specific environment condition, and destruction or slight modification of the habitat put them at risk of extinction. And biomagnification is the other result. I already mentioned about that. It kill the exposed organism, and it affect the food chain also. In aquatic organism, I already mentioned, it's a direct poisoning causes the bioavailability of the bioavailability in the water, and contaminants are also mobile. In the mine drainage, it can modify the pH level, and it directly impact the organism. And streams with a high concentration of suspended sediment limit light in the stream, so they diminish the algae biomass. And also metal oxide deposition can limit by coating algae or the substrate, preventing colonization. They impact not only the fishes, it also impact the algae biomass. One example is Minamata Bay. They are the toxic. They are the study says that extremely toxic to aquatic organism was contaminated, and methyl mercury was released to wastewater by industrial chemical companies and released Minamata disease. We all know about that, and this causes mercury poisoning in fishes and shellfishes. And so much of diet. And when we ate that contaminated fishes, we also impacted. And some of the solutions, these all are about the impacts, and we're going to the solutions for the mining problem. One is government regulations and restriction. But important measure against the potential adverse effects of mining on our environment are government regulations and restrictions. Authorities have to make sure that mining is done in a responsible manner. This includes the protection of workers and also the protection of local wildlife and plants. In some countries, there are already quite strict regulations related to mining activities. However, in many countries, especially in poor developing countries, there are often quite low safety standards in place. This has to be changed in order to mitigate the adverse effects of mining. Next is reduce excessive consumption. We should be reduce our consumption level. And because in our daily life and in our society in general, everyone wants have a newest smartphone and hippest clothes and so on. However, this is also implies that old stuff is often thrown away even if it is still functional. Through this behavior, the amount of resources are wasted on daily basis. So we should reduce the excessive consumption. Next is reuse and recycle the old stuff. We should also reuse our old stuff. We know what is reuse and recycle. And install enough nature resources so that animals and plants are protected from harmful human interventions. We know nature resources are crucial for animals and plant species to reproduce since they provide and ensure their natural living conditions. Thus, nature's resources are another measure to mitigate the adverse effects of mining operation. Next is by educating about crucial measure against mining and its adverse effects on the environmental system. By educating the people about the effects of related to mining and is to reduce our consumption level. This topic should be at the core of some education process, make some awareness about mining. And sixth is convince our family and friends about the adverse consequences of their consumption behavior and how this also translate into the adverse effects caused by effects caused by the mining. By doing so, we can change not only our own behavior but also contribute to a change consumption behavior on large scale. This is update from a internet. It is a updated on July 9th, 2020. Its scientists urge that the deep sea mining poses some significant risks. You can go through this link and read this. This tells about some mining risk surrounding the deep sea, and hundreds to thousands of feet of above the sea floor, threatening vast midwater ecosystem. The midwater ecosystem are threatening now. Further, the scientists suggest how these risks should be evaluated more commonly. This is given about the summary about the deep sea mining and the threats in the threats of midwater ecosystem. And we can go through the concluding section. Mining is an important source to meet the demand for precious metals and other metals which are crucial for our daily life. And also we know they have a positive and negative impacts, and we need to mitigate also the adverse effects from mining. And also we reduce our consumption levels, and the industries only mine at large scale since our consumption levels leads to such a high demand. If we reduce our consumption level, the incentive for mining will also be reduced since resource prices are likely to drop. Therefore, it can reduce the environmental effect of this. So if everyone makes his or her contribution, the mining problem can be mitigated in an effective way in order to ensure a livable future for future generations. This is my references. Thank you.
Ananya.
Yes, ma'am.
Your presentation was very good. You have covered almost all the parts of mining, and it was very explanatory, self-explanatory.